Good evening and welcome to the Kuflink Stadium, which is normally the home of National League South Ebbsfleet United. Here for this weekend and for next weekend, this is the home of the London Broncos as they host the Halifax Panthers in the RFL Championship. Last weekend, London Broncos got their 6th highest win in their history as they beat Hunslet, and they'll be looking for a similar kind of result this weekend against the Panthers, who are having a pretty good season, currently in 6th in the table and doing quite well to be in the playoff places. I caught up with Mike Eccles, the head coach of the London Broncos, to get his analysis ahead of today's game. Mike, welcome to, as what you called it, the hottest place on earth, Ebbsfleet. How have the boys been settling ahead of this week's game?
Yeah, we've acclimatised to the hottest place in the south. Not all jokes aside, it's always been red hot here every time we've trained here over the last 3 years. Every match we've played has been pretty warm, so been no different today. It's been a bit cooler actually today, but yeah, I think it'd be quite humid actually, so it'd be a bit more attention around the ball. Actually, I think there might be a few squirt out in collision, so I'll have to be careful around the ball. But no, we're ready, we've prepared well. Had a good win last week. We're obviously a couple of players lighter from last week, but that gives some of the other players in the squad some opportunities to step up.
After last week's win against Hunslet, which was the 6th highest win in London Broncos history, how are you looking ahead to this game? Are you going to try and continue the way that you played last weekend, or are you going to try and change things a little bit?
Yeah, no, how we played last week is the way you'll see us play for the rest of the year. We've got our style of play. We've got the personnel in now that can probably execute that style of play as well. I like to be nice and direct. Last time in Championship, we were very successful being super direct. North to south, as we call it, straight down the middle of the field. So we're going to try and replicate that again. It's a much stiffer challenge than last week. With all due respect to Hunslet, you know, they've a few issues, as have we. So it's great to get the win. It's great to get that score line as well. But this will be a different proposition today.
Joe Diskin comes straight into the squad after his spell coming here to London. How is he looking so far? Has he had much time to acclimatise with the squad, or has he literally just come straight in?
One session, yeah.
One session?
Yeah. That's just the way. I'm over it now. It is what it is. We just have to keep moving all the time. The chips are changing every week, but we just have to make sure that we're training well, we're preparing whatever squad of players we have together well for that week. We feel we've done that, and you know we know that next week will be different again with the availability of players, whether that be more permanent players or whether that be dual registration players. But what matters right now is that we feel like we've prepared the players the best we can. Joe Diskin's a super exciting young talent, and this will be a good challenge for him today. Men's rugby, he's played obviously reserves, but this will be a different physical challenge to what he's used to. So I think we should all be excited about seeing what he brings.
I was going to ask, what kind of player is Joe? What have you seen from him, and what can he bring into this London team that we may have been potentially missing?
Well, he's a live wire off the bench, around quick rucks and things. I think he's going to challenge defensive lines and offset markers, certainly. He's just an incredible rugby player. So he's actually converted from a fullback to a hooker, which is incredible, really, and he can also play in the half. So he's what you would call a natural footy player. You stick him anywhere and he's going to do you a job. So, but as a 9, which is where he's been playing and where Leeds see him, he's certainly going to be quick around the rucks. So hopefully we can give him a few offset marks and a few quick rucks to work from.
Amazing stuff, Mike. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Kuflink Stadium, the temporary home of the London Broncos as they take on the Halifax Panthers in this RFL Championship tie. The players are getting ready to come out from their changing rooms. So while we're waiting for that, I will get the team sheets out for you, starting with the home side. London Broncos at full-back is Luke Pacelli. Jack Smith, dual registration on loan from Leeds Rhinos, at number 31, his debut for the Broncos. He has been with the team for one session, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on today. Brandon Webster Mansfield at right centre for London, number 4. Aaron Smith at number 20. At left centre, left wing is Liam Tyndall, and standoff is Alex Walker. Conor O'Byrne is the scrum half for the London Broncos. The prop for London is number 10, Lewis Biernick. Number 9, Curtis Davies is the hooker. And Sadiq Adebayi is the prop for London, with Will Lovell at captain, the second rower. And Nathan Natoli is the second rower for London. And Marcus Stock will be the loose forward for London. The interchange is Joe Diskin, Ben Hersey-Horde, Matt Ross, Jensen Monk and Sam Winnie. For Halifax, quickly as the teams come out, David Nofaluma is the fullback. Ben Tibbs and Charlie Graham are the right wing and right centre. Left centre is Ben Crooks at captain. Jamie Salton-Stall is the left wing for Halifax. Louis Jefferet, the standoff. Jack Hansen is the scrum half. Leon Cohen and Adam O'Brien, and Ronan Dixon are the props and the hooker. Zach McComb is the second row, so is Adam Tanganga, who is waiting, or this will be his 250th appearance for club and country. Jacob Fairbanks is the loose forwards, and the interchange are Tom Inman, Will Calcott, Maxine Job, Villa, Halafihi and Brad Graham as we get underway. Halifax kicking off from left to right, picked up by London inside their 10-metre line. And a big hit as well. So we get this game underway. Ball play, try and break down the middle. Drive forward up to the 20-metre line, London. Halifax, of course, in their traditional red, their traditional blue and white stripes, London in red. Driving forward is Sadiq Adebayi. Takes 3 Halifax forwards to bring him down. As London try and move down the centre of the pitch, getting up to the 40-metre line before being wrapped up again. Stock, who is bundled over. Adebayi trying to break over halfway, is bundled on halfway. That's the last. London will have to kick this. It does go up, it's a deep one. Shouldn't be too much a problem for Nalia Fuma. And he's wrapped up just outside the 10-metre line. First possession of the afternoon for the Panthers. So they try and push towards the 20-metre line. They move the ball over to their right-hand side, over the 20. Wrapped up by 2 Broncos defenders, and a penalty's been given to Halifax. It's an offside position, and they'll get a kick deep into London territory, up to the 40-metre line here at Halifax. They'll pick it up from halfway, driving forward now. And bouncing off 1, bouncing off 2 is Ben Crooks, the captain. Gets up to the 20. Twisting, turning, trying to flip the ball down the right-hand side. Dodging 1, dodging 2. Wrapped up by 4 Broncos players in the end. Halifax pushing towards the 10-metre line. Early try on the cards. Nice quick hands as they try and break down the middle. Lewis Jefferet wrapped up, trying to avoid the Broncos tackle. Flicked into the middle. And that ball is wrapped up. I thought it'd come loose there for a second. As Halifax looked dangerous. Trying to cut down the middle, and they're over the line. Adam O'Brien, within the first 2.5 minutes, puts Halifax Panthers on the board. And the visitors from Yorkshire, it's a long drive down. Their fans over in that far corner, celebrating an early try. They made it look a little bit too easy. London a little bit sloppy from the play of the ball. It's Adam O'Brien who just finds himself a nice gap to dive through. And Jack Hansen, the scrum half, looks to add the extras, 10 metres out. Just left to centre. It's taking time. Silent hush from the crowd. Not anymore. And the ball goes over the sticks, and it's London 0, Halifax 6. Within the first 5 minutes of the half. Of course, Halifax haven't won a game since the end of April, and that was at the hands of London Broncos at the reverse fixture in the Shea. And London get back underway. It's a long kick into the left-hand corner. Drive forward here. Halifax wrapped up inside their own 20 metres. Ball flipped back inside. Taking on 2. Isn't able to get away from 2. As they look to push forward, and the referee has blown his whistle here for a penalty. It's just to replace the ball, and we'll get the game back underway. Back underway, trying to shift the ball through the centre of the park here. Halifax with some quick hands, wrapped up by 2 Broncos defenders. They try and push forward. David Nafaluma trying to push over halfway. Wrapped up by 2. As Halifax try and go down the centre now. See Deek Adebayi there to help wrap up. Halifax on the last kick over the top. Should be easily dealt with by Pacelli, and is. And London regain possession inside the 30-metre. They look to push forward down the centre. Shifting over to the left. Wrapped up by 2. So push forward with Small. Dodges 1 over the 40-metre line. Can't get away from 2 other attackers. As London look to push over the halfway line and do so. Brandon Webster Mansfield wrapped up inside the Halifax territory on their 40-metre line, looking to flick over to the left-hand side as Biernick gets the ball clear and away, and London have regained possession of the ball. This is the last for London, no real movement at all. The ball goes up and looking for Nofaluma. A bit of indecision between the Halifax back line. It's James Salton-Stall who picks the ball up in the end. He's wrapped up inside the 20s. They look to push forward again here, Halifax. Over the 20-metre line before they're wrapped up, shifting the ball over to their left into the centre left-hand channel. Wrapped up by 3 Broncos attackers. As Halifax have looked the stronger of the 2 sides so far. Cutting back inside, trying to find a hole here. And eventually dodges 1, dodges 2, keeps dodging, and it's eventually dumped down to the ground by Brandon Webster Mansfield. That was David Nofaluma. This is now the last for the Panthers. Nice little dummy shift, a little dab over the top. Eventually picked up by London. And now they can push forward here. Wrapped up again inside their 20-metre line. Looking to barge their way forward, force their way through that defensive line, London. They're unable to do so. That's the second. So they look to drive again. Before eventually being wrapped up by 3 Halifax defenders. Alex Walker. Ball coming forward over halfway. Pushing forward London. Marcus Stock shifts the ball over to the right-hand side again. Will Lovell driving forward. Will Lovell trying to beat 1. Isn't able to get past him, but it's a nice effort. And this is the last for London. Looking to pop the ball over the top, make it a difficult one. Alex Walker nearly got there. Ball falls to London here. And eventually comes clear. It's nice work from Curtis Davies to get on the end of that. And the referee has given a penalty. And a scrum head and feed to London. And they'll get the ball back in dangerous territory on the 10-metre line. It's nice work from London, especially from Will Lovell, forcing his way through on that right-hand side. Ball goes in the scrum. Comes out, flicked over to the right-hand side, trying to find a hole. Bouncing off one or two. And again, and before eventually being wrapped up, is Brandon Webster at Mansfield. It's a low pass and it's straight into the arms of the Halifax left winger. Jamie Saltonstall, and they can get back underway here, Halifax, and calm proceedings down. That's by 2 inside the 20. And Halifax just driving forward ever so slightly, taking the tackles. That's 2 there from London just to keep them in their own half. A little chip over the top. Should be enough for Pacelli to get into. Goes out of play. And London will get the ball back on their own 20-metre line. Nearly 10 minutes played here at the Kuflink Stadium. London 0, Halifax 6, if you're just joining us. It's a big hit. Referee says play on. Keep driving forward here with Aaron Small over the 40. Before he's wrapped up by 2. London looking to go down their left-hand side. Nice hands, and again driving forward there. London within the 30. Nathan Atoli with some quick movement. Walker shifting the ball to Lovell as he tries to shift over to the left again, and eventually wrapped up Lovell as Broncos now look to drive down the centre of the field. Marcus Stock wrapped up just shy of the 20-metre line. This is the last for London. Chip over the top into that left-hand corner. Aaron Smalls there. Back to Walker. Shifting, and eventually they'll grab a kick into the corner, and London are in. Luke Pacelli, he looked as though he was in. It's not been given, and Halifax will get a 10-20 metre restart. Ball into the centre of the park, just shy of the 40-metre line. Halifax looking to add to their lead. Eventually wrapped up by 2, just shy of the halfway line. This is the 3rd for the Panthers. Eventually brought down on halfway. Louis Joffrey. Halifax on the 40, shifting over to the right, playing it down the middle, wrapped up again by a persistent Broncos defence. That's the last. So this will be the last. It'll be a kick over the top, and it's a short one. And eventually, the ball goes bounce around. Referee says play on. London get the ball back. Eventually wrapped up by Conor O'Byrne. And London. Well, the ball came out in the tackle, and the referee says knock on. And Halifax get the ball back 15 metres out of the Broncos try line. Scrum being formed. Halifax in a dangerous position here as they try and shift the ball over to the left-hand side, into this left-hand corner, wrapped up by 2, 3 eventually Broncos defenders. Charlie Graham driving forward here at Halifax, just shy of the line here Tanganga wrapped up. Again on the line, Adam O'Brien looking for his second. Shifting the ball over to the left-hand side, are they? Nice dummy run, wrapped up again by the London defence on the line. O'Brien shifts the ball over to the right-hand side. Halifax trying to find some space down the wing. Dodges one, a little pass through, and it's wrapped up by London on the offload. And Ben can just wrap things up. It's wrapped up just shy of the 10-metre line. Pressure relief for London. Trying to drive through two Halifax defenders there. Brandon Webster, Mansfield, looking to drive forward here. And London up to a 30. Big hit on big Lewis Bienick. Stock shifts the ball over to the right-hand side, in and out. And again, eventually the ball comes out to Lovell from the offload, looking to drive forward. He's wrapped up eventually. It's Alex Walker shifting the ball out for the offloaders. London look to break over halfway, shifting the ball nicely down the left-hand side. They drive forward to Pacelli, finds the gap, and he's wrapped up. This is the last for London. High energy here. London looking to pop the ball over into the right-hand corner, but it's wrapped up by Halifax and by James Saltonstall. And he can quickly take the restart, and they drive forward here through the gap here. Out to halfway, Halifax. That was lazy from London, but good work from Saltonstall. Find his man driving forward here again. Here's Saltonstall, and that looked forwards, and it was. Well, the referee has actually called for offside. And Halifax will get the ball back on the 30-metre line, and will kick this one into the, well, I was going to say into the crowd by us, but it's hit the roof. And Graham will get the game back underway once the ball's been cleared. Charlie Graham driving forward. Can't get up to the 20, wrapped up by 2. O'Brien shifts the ball inside, looking to drive this Broncos back line. Is Ronan Dixon, he's wrapped up by 2. Inside the 10-metre line are the Panthers. Shifting over to the right-hand side, trying to find a gap down the middle, wrapped up on the line. As Halifax look to add to their tally. Ball shifts over towards the right-hand channel. Back inside again. Shifting over to the left-hand side, trying to find a hole. And eventually crawled through the gap. And eventually wrapped up there was Louis Jaffray. So they try and find a gap down the middle. O'Brien again. And he's just shy of the line. Ball flicks in towards the left-hand side. It's run loose. Graham trying to shift around. This is the last tackle. Dodging, twisting and turning. Graham's brought down by the Broncos defence, and they'll get the ball back on the 10. Some decent defending by London in the end, keeping Halifax out. And they look to try and drive forward with Webster Mansfield. He's wrapped up inside the 20-metre line. Small can't get away from his defender. Dragged over the 20. This is the second for London. Driving forward now is Bienick. Bounces one out of the way over the 40-metre line. Eventually takes 3 Halifax defenders to bring him down as they look to drive forward again here, London, with Marcus Stock over halfway before he's brought down. Dummy run. Little chip over the top again, looking to test Saltonstall. Eventually there's no one really there. And then he's wrapped up by 2. Potentially a little high on Saltonstall, but referee says play on. As Halifax look to play out their 20-metre line, wrapped up again on the second. Trying to shift the ball over to their right-hand side, bouncing off 1, bouncing off 2, getting away. And a nice offload as they try and break down the centre now. For eventually being wrapped up inside the 40. Will Calcott. They try and make a move, and it's bounced off Webster Mansfield, and he's going to run, and it's not going to mean anything because it's a knock-on, and Halifax will get the ball back. It was a nice idea from Brandon Webster-Mansfield. Just waiting for the ball to get back into the scrum, and we'll get back underway. To be taken by Jack Hansen. And Halifax get us back underway with the ball in the scrum. Trying to shift their way over halfway. Wrapped up by 3 Broncos defenders. So move the ball into the centre. Nearly potentially losing that one. Wrapped up again 45 metres away from London's try line here are the Panthers. Trying to shift their way over to the right-hand side. Nice hands, nice turn. The ball bobbles around and eventually comes out. It's a knock-on, and London will get the ball back. And we've got a bit of a collision here between 2 Broncos players. Nathan Atoli is one of them. As the ball came out, just looks like there's just been a bit of a collision between the both of them, but both should be okay. Back on his feet is Luke Pacelli. There's good work from Halifax just to quickly move the ball down that right-hand side. Some quick hands as well, but maybe just moving a little bit too fast. As we enter the 20th minute mark. Halfway through the first half, Halifax with the better chances so far. Pacelli just receiving treatment from the physios. And he's going to come off due to the clash of heads. And we are about to see Maxime Jobe come on for the Panthers. Another interchange for London for Pacelli coming off. Is Joe Diskin, dual registration from the Leeds Rhinos. He's only had 1 training session with London so far. An electric young talent. Diskin will come on for Liam Tyndall, not Pacelli. As London get back underway from the scrum. 20 metres out. Webster-Mansfield wrapped up inside the 25-metre mark. Trying to find a gap down this right-hand side with Lovell. Trying to shift through 3 Halifax players. Eventually wrapped up shy of the halfway line. That centre right-hand channel for London. Ball played inside. Driving forward. London over halfway, wrapped up by 2. Trying to shift the ball inside again. Here comes Stock, wrapped up just shy of the 40-metre line. Took 2. As London try and break through this defence again. It's Holy looking to break forward. London edge closer to the 20-metre line. Adebayo wrapped up inside the 20. Flick towards the left-hand side. Stock flicks the ball out to Pacelli. Driving forward is Small, trying to find a channel down the left-hand side. Wrapped up by 2. This is the last for London. Inches from the line, shifting the ball. And eventually wrapped up and taken to the ground was Joe Diskin. And Halifax will get the ball back. And that centre right channel. London hitting them immediately, trying to keep them in to their own 10-metre line. Halifax looking to drive forward. Saltonstall wrapped up by 2. Let's keep driving forward. That looks slightly high. And it's been given as a knock on. And London get the ball back. Good work from the London defence. So they won the ball back from the knock on. Couldn't quite see where the ball came out from this angle. We're back underway at the scrum. Walker driving forward down that right hand side. Webster Mansfield wrapped up by 2 as they try and drag him out. London have the ball back. Jack Smith shifting the ball inside to Walker. Sadiq Adebayi trying to get to the 10-metre line. He's wrapped up. As London tried to shift over to the left-hand side with Baselli. The ball comes out and Halifax have the ball back. The referee has stopped play. As the ball fizzed in. Conor O'Ben with a rather quick tackle. And the referee has given a scrum to the Panthers as London looked in to be in dangerous territory. As I said, Ben fizzed that pass in. And the player receiving it just either wasn't expecting it or wasn't expecting the Halifax man to be straight in front of him as he was going to receive it. Back underway with the Panthers as they look to drive over the 10-metre line. That looked slightly high. Play on call by the referee. As they look to drive forward over the 20-metre line. That centre left channel for the Panthers. So they try and shift the ball over to their right-hand side. Brought down nicely on the third. And London will do well to keep Halifax inside their own half in this set. Shifting forward to number 13 with a dummy run and eventually a collision, but between the Halifax players, but eventually brought down on the. This is be the last coming up. Fairbank though was eventually brought down. Ball put up into the air by Dufresne. It's a deep one. There's a Halifax hand on there. And eventually the ball run out of play, and it'll be a knock on, and London will get the ball back. And London will restart just shy of the 20-metre line. Small driving forward over the 20-metre line, wrapped up by 2 inside the centre channel as they look to drive forward again here. London, nice offload to Baselli, shifts past 1 over the 30-metre line, wrapped up eventually. It was Webster Mansfield with the offload pass. It's wrapped up just shy of the halfway line. Takes 2 to bring him down. Referee allowing the play to carry on. Bienik, the big hit, and eventually London win a penalty. And that one was high. London to restart on halfway. A kick to be picked up just on the 20-metre line. Webster Mansfield flicks the ball inside to Will Lovell. The referee wants the ball back and restarted on the 20 to be retaken by Webster Mansfield. Flicks the ball inside. Adebayi wrapped up by 2. Curtis Davies flicks the ball over to the left-hand side, finds Marcus Stock, drives over the 10, wrapped up. London in dangerous territory. As London look to flick the ball down the middle, and London are in over the line. Lewis Bienik finds a gap, a lovely flick pass by Conor O'Byrne, and London get their first points of the afternoon. It's London Broncos 4, Halifax Panthers 6. There's a nice flick pass started by Bienik, to O'Byrne, back to Biernick, and it opened a hole up in the Panthers defence, and he found himself acres of space. And that gives us a try each for both teams, and London to add the extras from their left-hand side. It's a bit of a more difficult angle than the kick that Halifax kicked earlier on this afternoon. It is on the left wing, 20 metres out. A slight hush over the Kuflink Stadium, as London look to add the extra 2 with 14 minutes left of the first half. Still plenty of time for either side to get ahead in the first half, and that kick is good. London add the extras, and it's London Broncos 6, Halifax Panthers 6. And London will get the ball from the restart as well, as Jack Smith adds the extra 2. Dual registration from Leeds. Second player on the pitch with a dual registration from the Rhinos. Joe Diskin joining him on the pitch a little while ago as Halifax get back underway. It's a deep one for London, but picked up nicely. So it's a drive over the 10. It's cutting inside. Wrapped up is Diskin. So drive forward with Sadiq Adabai. So still come forward, slightly forward that pass, but London still with possession, shy of the 40. They drive forward again. Biernick with a big hit again. He enjoys doing those. Lovell driving forward. That looks slightly offside as well, but referee doesn't see it. Play on. This is the last tackle. Lovell up from the play of the ball. Kick from O'Byrne is a deep one, straight down the middle. That's collected by David Nofaluma. And he's wrapped up inside the 20, just shy of the 10. As Halifax look to make some good yards. Wrapped up again by the Broncos defence on the second, looking to drive forward here. The Panthers. Again, wrapped up by 2, just inside the 30, shy of the 40, now over the 40. It takes 3 Broncos defenders to bring down Saltonstall. Ball flicked back inside, and again, quick hands over halfway. That's the last for Halifax. It will be coming up. The ball is kicked up in the air. Jack Hansen comes down nicely for London. Just shy of the 10. And it didn't take too much for them to be wrapped up in a bit of afters as well. And coming from Ben Crooks, the captain. As London look to drive forward. And dumped to the ground is Jack Smith. He looks to be a little bit hurt from that as well. As London still with the ball. And Webster Mansfield getting in the way of Jack Smith. He's trying to get the ball up the field. Walker driving forward. Walker finds a hole, but he's wrapped up by 3. Just shy of the 40. Messy set from London. This is the last tackle. O'Byrne with a deep kick. It goes, actually, it's an odd bounce. London could get on the end of this. Kept back in play, and Small is stopped off the ball. And the referee gives a penalty to London, with Small being held back. Needless play really from Halifax. The ball bounced around, but looked like it was going to be covered by their defence, and Small being held back gives London an extra set of 6. Davies looks like he's about to return to the field. London with a fresh set. Luke Baselli on that left-hand side. 20 metres out. The players just take on a bit of water. Of course, Mike Eccles was saying that Ebbsfleet is the hottest place in the south at least. A little bit cooler today. But it will be hot on that pitch. And we do, of course, have Jack Smith still on the ground after that challenge. That's what we're waiting on as well. As he was dumped in the tackle again, it's another head injury. London will have to deal with another head problem. Davies makes his way onto the field. As Smith makes his way off the pitch. Of course, one of the newer additions to the Broncos lineup. Ball driving forward. It's Holy. He's wrapped up 15 metres out from the Panthers try line as Broncos shift the ball into the middle to Marcus Stock. Takes two players to bring him down. Inside the 10-metre line, London metres away from a try. Biernick bundling over, and eventually the ball falls to O'Byrne, and he's wrapped up on the line. And London will get to go again. Connor O'Byrne being held up by three Halifax defenders. Davies into Stock. Again, takes three to dump him down inside the 10-metre line. Fourth tackle coming up. Davies flicks the ball over to the left-hand side to O'Byrne, and a nice little pass. Eventually, Baselli wrapped up. London looking to drive again. Adebayo wrapped up and just shy the line. No, he's over. Eventually getting the ball down over the line after taking that hit, and London are in the lead. Nice quick feed from Adebayo. And a twist and turn, and he goes over for his first try of the afternoon. And that gives London a lead, and hopefully for London an easy two-pointer with it being in front of the sticks. With less than 8 to go, London 10, Halifax 6. It'll be Alex Walker to convert the two. Well, he's picked up the ball and left it there. And he's just waiting for a tee to add the extras for London as they've slowly worked their way into this half. Of course, that win against Hunter last weekend would have added to the confidence levels of this Broncos side, and there are the two extras added by Alex Walker. So London have a 6-point lead. It's London Broncos 12, Halifax Panthers 6. And London will get the ball back from the kickoff. Jack Hansen to take. Of course, Halifax looking for their first win since late April. That did come at the hands of the Broncos. It's a deep kick from Hansen. And now Broncos can drive forward over the 20, nearly finding a hole. Takes two to bring them down. Broncos driving forward again. Just shy of the 30, wrapped up by two Halifax defenders. They try and shift the ball down the centre. It's Holy bundled over by two. It's London shift the ball to Stock over to the right-hand side. A tricky feat from Webster Mansfield, eventually brought down on halfway. Driving forward is Davies, looking to find a hole, brought down. Broncos players saying that was high. Referee says this is the last. Oben with the kick up over the top. It's a deep one. Broncos on the offensive, and it's wrapped up by Nofu Aluma. He's brought down just shy of the try line, and Halifax can get the ball out, wrapped up inside their 10. And then over the 20, this is the third for the Panthers. So look to try and shift the ball down the middle. Ben Crooks, captain for the Panthers, wrapped up just shy of the 40-metre line as they try and break down their right-hand side in that centre-right channel. This is the last for the Panthers. Ball inside. It's a shallow kick. It's up to the 20. It's left to bounce and eventually picked up by Pacelli. Brandon Webster-Mansfield making things a bit more difficult than they needed to be as Matt Ross makes the field. Coming on for Sadiq Adebayi as London look to push forward with Webster-Mansfield. Bounces off one or two. Eventually wrapped up as they look to drive forward with Ross. His first touch of the afternoon. Wrapped up on halfway. A big hit there as well as they drive forward with Davies. Now Stock bouncing off one and two. Makes his way past the 40-metre line. And the referee has called this the last. Oben with a kick high. It's into the corner. Eventually it's wrapped up by David Nofu Aluma. No real problem for him at all. It's now Halifax trying to break their way down the right-hand side, beating one but wrapped up by two inside the 20-metre line. We're in the last 5 minutes of the first half here at the Kuflink Stadium, the home of Ebbsfleet United and the London Broncos for the next 2 weeks. There's some nice hands for Halifax driving forwards. Eventually wrapped up just shy of the 40-metre lines. They cut the ball back inside again, jinking past one. Eventually brought down by two again, just shy of the halfway line. Try and shift the ball through the centre, down the left-hand side. Halifax wrapped up inside the Broncos territory on the 45-metre mark. This is the last for the Panthers. Ball shifted over towards the right-hand side. Kicked up by Jaffray, wrapped up by Pacelli inside the dead ball mine. So London will get the ball back and restart on the 20 with Tyndall. He makes his way back onto the field. He gets the ball clear and London can break down the centre. Joe Diskin. Ross over the 40-metre line nearly. Davies looks to drive the ball down this right-hand side for London. Wrapped up there is Ben Hersey-Horde. As London trying to find a gap down the middle. Stock flicks the ball over to the left-hand side to Oben. And London might try and find a hole down this left-hand side. Pacelli jukes past one inside the 10. Brought down. London in the ascendancy. Ross looking to drive forward. And looked as though he was going to get to the line. Just pegged back by the Halifax defence. Oben looks to be wrapped up. It is by the Halifax defence on the line on the last. And Ross looking to drive towards the line. And he's wrapped up by the Halifax defence. And they'll get the ball back just shy of their own try line with less than 2 to go. Ball flicked into the middle for Crooks. He's wrapped up as they try and break out of their own half here. Halifax inside their 20, wrapped up by 2. Twist and a turn, not enough to beat the Broncos defence. Wrapped up on the third. They're 20 metres away from their own try line here. Halifax looking to drive forward here. Salt and Stall wrapped up on the 30. So we're into the last minute of the half. And it's a kick over the top from Halifax. It's a kick and chase. Pacelli He's there to get it, but he's under pressure from Graham, and Graham could wrap him up in the try line. He does well to beat his man. And Pacelli gets up to the 20-metre line before he's wrapped up by 2. And London get the ball back for a penalty on Pacelli. And London will slowly work this one through. Ball brought forward. It's on the roof. Webster Mansfield driving forward with the ponytail over halfway. Less than 20 seconds to go of the half. Broncos in possession on halfway with Conor O'Byrne. There goes the half-time hooter. Driving forward is Walker. A chip over the top. Looking to go into that left-hand corner. Looking for Atoli, and it runs all the way out. And London finish the half 12-6 ahead. And it took a little while for the Broncos to get going in the second half. The Halifax Panthers getting an early try from hooker Adam O'Brien. As both sides huddle up and head towards their changing rooms. Halifax on the far end, London Broncos coming into the one in front of the Broncos faithful. And 2 tries from London are the difference. It's been a decent half for both sides. Halifax having a better start of the 2 sides, and Broncos slowly working their way into that. With Sadiq Adebayo getting the second try of the afternoon for London to be the difference between the 2 sides. Here at the Kuflink Stadium, the home of Ebbsfleet United. And we should see some replays. Here's the first one for Halifax. Some nice movement for the Panthers. Eventually getting wrapped up there was Louis Jaffray. As London were doing well enough to keep them out, but O'Brien was able to find a hole in the defence here. London falling asleep for that split second, and O'Brien utilising the gap and giving themselves that 6-point lead. And as I said, it took London a little while to get going, but when they did, they found their strides. And Davies flicking the ball inside, and London finding Lewis Biernick on that left-hand side to level the scores at 6-all. Nice movement from Biernick, and of course from O'Byrne to find him coming in on the outside. And then the try to separate the 2 sides. Sadiq Adebayo. It's nice work from Pacelli to try and find that gap. And Adebayo looked like he would have been just short, and he just bounces off his 2 defenders and gets himself over the mark to give London that 6-point advantage at half-time. Well, that's the half-time. Well, that's how things look at half-time here at the Kuflink Stadium. In the Betfred Championship, it is London Broncos 12, Halifax Panthers 6, and we'll see you shortly for the second half. Welcome back for the second half between the London Broncos and the Halifax Panthers. It is, of course, London Broncos 12, Halifax 6. A win for London will potentially move them up the table. It brings them in line with the two other clubs ahead of them on points difference. And it'll be London to get underway. Alex Walker kicking from left to right. And Halifax from where we are from. The Broncos from right to left, Halifax from left to right as we get underway for the second half. And Halifax wrapped up inside their 10. Looking to push forward and gain some early meters. There's some quick hands down the left-hand side. Trying to break up to the 30-meter line. Ben Crooks, left centre. Eventually wins the penalty for the Panthers. It'll be Halifax looking to recreate what they did in the first half and get an early try on the board. So they pick up the ball inside the Broncos 30 on that centre left-hand side. Wrapped up by 3 in the end. Broncos defenders as they try and shift the ball down the centre. Maxime Jobe wrapped up inside the 20-meter line. So they try and find a hole down this left-hand side here. Halifax, quick movement, Graham. Ball came out, and now Halifax can go over in the corner, potentially wrapped up again, just shy of the line. Flip back inside. They get their set of 6 again here, Panthers. Drawing forward in the 10-meter line, wrapped up again by 2 Broncos defenders, trying to find a hole down this right-hand side now. Quick hands again, ball comes out, and Halifax will get another taste of the ball. The pass attempted by Crooks, wrapped up by Luke Tyndall. The K off Tyndall last before it hit the ground. So Halifax will get a scrum and another set of 6. And within the first 2 minutes, it has been all Halifax so far. Ball going into the scrum. Out it goes. Flicked over to the left-hand side. Try and find a gap down this centre-left channel with Graham. Wrapped up again. They try and flick the ball down the centre-left channel. Bouncing off one. Eventually being wrapped up and dragged to the ground is Tom Inman. They try and find a hole in the middle here. Nearly a loose pass as they try and wrap their way down this right-hand side. Quick pass again. And just about wrapped up. And the ball was put down, and Halifax have got another try. Ben Crooks, the captain, putting the ball down. And with a kick to come, it is London Broncos 12, Halifax 10, getting another quick try on the mark. London just not with it in the first couple of minutes of the second half as they were in the first half. There's a nice offload pass. Crooks was there, and the ball was put down by Crooks, the left centre. Looks as though as he was dragged over the line. And it was maybe Jack Hansen to potentially add the 2. There's a Broncos player down as well as the kick's being taken by Hansen. 20 metres out, right-hand side of the posts. Trying to be distracted, or the Broncos trying to distract Hansen here, their fans. 20 metres out, that kick is just wide of the sticks, and London keep their 2-point lead. And London will get the game back underway. Alex Walker, who scored his 100th try in his career while playing for London last week against Hunslet, getting the game underway, kicking the ball towards London's right-hand side. It's picks up, and now Halifax can get the ball out. 15 metres up, they're wrapped up. Calcott again. So try and shift the ball down the left-hand side here. Halifax over the 20-metre line, wrapped up. And try and feed the ball down the middle. Diagonal run into this London defence, wrapped up on the 40-metre line. Is Saltonstall. They try and work their way down the right-hand side here. Halifax. They'll take it up again on halfway to number 23. They try and shift the ball back into the middle again. Maxine Job. This is the last for the Panthers. Inside to Hanson. He flicks the ball high, but shallow. It should be wrapped up by Pacelli, and is. And he collects it on the 20-metre line. The two Broncos players groggily getting back up again. Davies and Natoli, as London try and get the ball out with Webster Mansfield. And eventually, London are able to play the ball. And here's Webster Mansfield trying to barge his way through. Eventually wrapped up by three Panthers defenders. They try and break down the middle. Broncos going for offside. Back to 6. They were offside at Halifax, and London have got a fresh set. They try and push forward in this the centre of the park. London shift the ball over to left-hand side. Walker finds Small. Just shy of the 20-metre line. Broncos are wrapped up. Tyndall driving forward. Tommy shifts his way through, just shy of the 10-metre line. Broncos looking dangerous after conceding that first try. O'Ben still lay one forward and eventually runs through. Brought down by 2. This is the last for London. Metres out. Ball flicked over towards Walker. Driving forwards. And eventually wrapped up. London just shy of the try line. On their right-hand side, Will Lovell not able to barge his way through this Halifax defence, and they get the ball back just shy of their own try line, and London might try and force an error here. Coming forward, Halifax over the 10-metre line, wrapped up by 3 Broncos defenders. Try and shift the ball over to their right-hand side over the 20 before being wrapped up again. She decides to go over to the left-hand side. An early kick to get some extra metres. And what's the referee going to give here? Potential 40-20. And London will get the ball back. No 40-20 there at all. Just to open up the space and put Halifax higher up the field. As London restart, try and push their way up. Tyndall tackle on the first to try and break through the centre. Wrapped up again as London look to try and find a hole. That's the third tackle inside the 40-metre line. Nice dummy pass, and London look to break through a gap here. Pacelli does do that. Eventually he's wrapped up. Small picks it up, flicks the ball inside to O'Ben, and now London can drive down the middle with Ross. And he's in the 20-metre line, and then he's wrapped up. This is the last for London. I think a little dink over the top might do it. Flick across over to the right-hand side. Walker, little grubber kick through, chasing it as well. And it goes out of play, and London will get the ball back with a kick between the sticks. It was nice play from Walker, keeping the ball alive. And that pressure from his own kick resulted in London getting another set of 6 from this kick between the sticks. The kick from David Nofalama. Kept in play for London. Ross
Up to the 40. Flick back in play as well. Looked quite dangerous, that. As London try and play the ball down the middle. London trying to shift the ball over to this left-hand side in the centre channel again. That's the third for London. O'Byrne driving forwards to Pacelli, looking to tummy pass of Small, but it's wrapped up. This is 4, just shy of the 10-metre line. O'Byrne flicks the ball inside to Stock as Walker drives forward, shifting across. The ball comes out to Walker again, inside the 10, shifting back inside to O'Byrne, who finds a gap, tries to barge his way over. And it looks as though he's wrapped up, and he is. And Halifax get the ball back on the 20. And eventually wrapped up by Itoli as they try and break down this right-hand side here. Halifax just show the 40-metre mark, wrapped up again by Horsey Hurd and by Itoli. So try and shift the ball in the middle. Crooks wrapped up just shy of the halfway line. So shift the ball over to the left, a little diagonal run through over halfway for the Panthers. Drive forward here, the Panthers. Nice little flick pass. Fans call forward. Eventually wrapped up to number 33. So try and find a hole in the middle. Calcott wrapped up inside the 20. This is the last for Halifax. Inside to Hansen. Ball bounces around. Hansen sells the ball, and it's wiped as well. And London nearly getting caught out by the kick. No one knew where it went. As they come over to the right-hand side here, the Panthers on their fresh set of 6. Wrapped up is Nufaluma. And the referee has stopped play. And we've got a player injured down for London following that tackle. There's Nufaluma who trying to barge his way through. We're going to have a little break as London receive, one of their players receives treatment for a bit of a knock. Nothing malice in that from Nufaluma as Itoli gets back on his feet. Played out this by Villa Halafihi. Flicks the ball inside to Hansen. Little pass into the middle, wrapped up again. Halifax shy of the try line. Again, flicking it inside. Hansen flicks the ball back to the left-hand side as London wrap up Halifax again, who are threatening. They're knocking at the door. A try here would give them the lead. Big hit as well. Halifax meters away. It's Calcott wrapped up. Flicked over to the left-hand side again. Eventually London get Lewis Jaffray down. And that's the last tackle. And London get the ball back inside their own 10-metre line. Ball flick inside. London looking to break out of their own 10-metre line. Eventually breaking through. 2 tackles. Driving forward London. Tyndall beats 1 man. Wrapped up by 3 eventually. Inside the 30-metre line. There's a loose. London get the ball away to Small. Drive down the left-hand side. Eventually wrapped up. Ball comes out. And Itoli gets on the end of that, and the ball came out as Small was brought down, and referee is called knock on, and Halifax will get that back. Villa Halafihi with a decent tackle on Aaron Small.
I'm not going to have Conor O'Brien.
I flicked that one out.
The 40 boys. I'm
The
so
referee
going to do
will
it.
assume that Small
Shock
had
off
been
in,
tackled.
boys. 10 seconds, lads. Roll, please. Ball in.
Let's get back underway. Ball from Hansen, flicked out to left-hand side. Actually wrapped up by 3 Broncos defenders in there. In the 40-metre mark.
Go on.
Halifax looking to drive forward
He's made it back.
over halfway. So shift the ball into the centre channel. Looking to get down this right-hand side. Quick hands to Crooks. He tries to break his way back, pulled back by Davies. And Coolcott, his bleach blonde hair wrapped up on the 30. They try and drive forward here with Hansen. Twists and turns, they try and find the left-hand side, wrapped up, and London have the ball back after an interception. And they can get the ball forward with Tyndall breaking down into over halfway. Tyndall flicks the ball to the left-hand side. Here is Tyndall, sorry. And Tyndall's eventually wrapped up, gets the ball out to Small. It's actually Webster Mansfield who broke free, and London have the ball back. Matoli picks the ball up, flicks it inside to O'Ben. Walker. Inside the 20, London. O'Ben looking to drive over the 10-metre line. Oh, I thought he was in. Matoli thought he was in as well. Davies flicks the ball over to Ross, and Ross knocks it on. And a chance wasted for London. It's Brandon Webster. Mansfield picked up a loose pass. And a nice interception from him as well. Made 40 metres. And London just weren't able to execute.
20, Aaron, please, bye.
And Halifax will get the ball back on the 10-metre mark with a scrum. And pressure relieved for the Panthers. As we played over 15 minutes of the second half. Broncos in the lead, but only just. Halifax looking to edge their way forward, and eventually they get a penalty for a high tackle. And more pressure relieved for the Panthers. Frey to put the ball out of the ground, and they receive the ball back on the 40-metre line. Graham wrapped up by 3 Broncos defenders. Flicks the ball inside. Brought down by the London defence. Halifax look to get themselves back in the lead. Hansen, nice little flick inside. They try and work their way on the right-hand side with Noah Faluma. He's wrapped up on the 20. Played inside again, dodging 1, but wrapped up by 2. As Halifax pick the ball inside again. Hansen, nice little pass. Ball comes out. The referee says that's 5 gone, 1 to go. Hansen kicks the ball out to the right-hand side. Ball patted back in to play. Picked up again, and Halifax get the ball down. And are tackled inside the London 10. Zach McComb eventually tackled by the London defence, and London will get the turnover inside the 10-metre mark. Small twists and turns away from 1 into the arms of 2 more. And failed to bring him down, and eventually he's held up. And London will shift the ball inside. Ball comes out, twists and turns. Diskin eventually brought down inside the 10. As London get the ball out of the 20-metre line. They look to drive forward. That's a high tackle, surely. London still in possession. Ross flicks it to Walker. Flicks it to Lovell as London try and break their way down the right-hand side. That ball comes out. And Halifax get the ball back again on halfway. It's London with their quick passing, just proved a little bit too quick for them. They're trying to work that ball quickly down the right-hand side. It's just a bit too quick for the right wing, and out it went. And Halifax will get a scrum 45 metres away from the London try line. Ball comes in, flicked down towards the right-hand side. Nofaluma, he's wrapped up inside the 30. Halifax trying to find their way inside the centre channel with McComb on the 20-metre line, 20 metres out from the try line. They try and find their way down the left-hand side. Can't get past two. Wrapped up just shy of the 10 are Halifax as they edge closer and closer to the try line. Pass inside, looking to find a gap inside the 10. Wrapped up a couple of metres out. Halifax in dangerous territory. Ball flicked over to the right-hand side. Hansen drops it. Kept his eye off the ball for just 1 second. And London get the ball back. And that's the kind of luck that London have been missing so far in the second half. And the referee has actually given it. Has he given it to Halifax? There's a bit of confusion there. I think he has. It looked like it was a knock-on from Hansen, but the referee has called for a penalty to Halifax, and he's going to kick it to level the scores. From my angle, from where I'm sat, I'm just left of the centre line, or the halfway line, I should say. It looked as though Hansen dropped that. I couldn't see an interfering hand in there, but Halifax have got a penalty, and Hansen's going to try and add the 2. He's inside the 10-metre line. They're 15 metres away from the sticks to the right of centre. Broncos fans behind the goal doing all they can to put him off. Couple of steps forward, and Hansen adds the 2, and the two sides are level. London Broncos 12, Halifax Panthers 12. And London will get the game back underway with Alex Walker. The tee not quite on the halfway line. It's a kick towards Halifax's left-hand corner, and they can drive towards the 10-metre line. Wrapped up by 2, 15 metres away from their own try line. Try and drive forward up to the 20. 33 wrapped up for Halifax. They try and find their way down their right-hand side. Takes 2 to bring down the Halifax forwards. The number 19, Zach McComb. Hansen flicks it inside. So they're wrapped up again just shy of the 40-metre line. Try and break up to halfway here. Halifax wrapped up by 2, and this will be the last tackle for the Panthers. Kick from Hansen is a high one, but not a deep one. Picked up by Liam Tyndall. Tries to get into the centre of the park. Wrapped up eventually. Big hit on him. 20 metres away from his own try line. So they look to come forward here, London. As they're wrapped up shy of the 30-metre line. Sadiq Adabai, big hit on him, driving forward still. It'll take more than that to bring him down, and it takes 3 to stop him, and eventually brought down to shy of the halfway line. So they drive forward with O'Byrne, look to dummy pass, and then gives it away as he drives forward. And London still pushing forward. He totally fixed the ball out to O'Byrne again. Little dummy pass, and it's a big hit on him. And London still in possession. They drive forward. And eventually, London get a penalty, and O'Byrne is down injured as well after that hit. There was Ben Hersey-Horde who was driving forward. London fans at least happy with that one, as Ben receives treatment. And it looks like London might kick this. And London are going to kick it to give themselves a 2-point lead. It'll be Jack Smith.
I've just got a penalty there, mate. Yeah, so have I.
These Rhinos in front of the posts. It looks as though it'll be about 15 metres out or just over. Just waiting for all the Halifax players to be back in position, I think. And Jack Smith's going to kick this from 20 metres out. Just in front of us. In front of the London Broncos fans to my left. Still just over 15 minutes here to play. A lot of time in rugby league as the kick from Smith is good. And London convert the penalty and give themselves a 2-point lead. They reinstate that lead, and it is London Broncos 14, Halifax Panthers 12, with 15 minutes left here at the Kuflink Stadium in Ebbsfleet. Back underway, Hanson with a long, deep kick. London regain possession with Aubin, driving forward now. London, big hit as well. Brutal hit, still driving forward. It takes 3 Halifax players to bring them down. This Biernick, I wouldn't want to run in front of him on a rugby pitch or anywhere. Lello trying to bring him down. London still driving forward to try and make some meters. Diskin, little twist and turn, breaks over halfway. As London push forward with Walker. Jinks past one, looks offload, that's the last. London looking for a kick from Aubin. It's a chip over the top, and it's collected by Halifax, and they can look to break here. They look potentially high, and the referee agrees. Ben Tibbs wrapped that one up and receives a bit of a mouthful in the process, and Halifax can kick the ball upfield. Over the top of my head, that's for sure. So look to drive forward here with Crooks, wrapped up by 2, just shy of halfway. Halifax over halfway. Number 19, Zach McCoon, wrapped up by 3. He tries to push his way towards the 40-metre line. For less than 14 minutes to go. As Halifax look to try and get their way down the left-hand side. Ball came out. It was punched up by Smith. And tipped out. And it'll be Halifax to get the ball back again. And they'll get a fresh set of 6 from the scrum. Pick the ball up on the 30 and they'll restart from there. Wrapped up Halifax inside the 20-metre line. The fresh set. Hanson, flick pass. They try and break down the left-hand side again. Faluma struggled to hold on to that one, but he did well. And he's wrapped up inside the 10-metre line. They shift over to left-hand side again. Halifax trying to find a hole on that left wing. Wrapped up. Inside, still inside the 10. They try and fit their way down to the right-hand side. It comes over to this right-hand side, having to cut back inside. Jinks past 1 and 2, wrapped up by 2 more as Ben Tibbs. He tries to jink his way through to the try line, wasn't able to do so. Halifax still in a dangerous position on the field, wrapped up by 2. Then number 19, Zach McCoon, and this is the last for the Panthers. kick from Hansen to dink over the top. The ball bounces around and it goes out of play. And it's wrapped up and London get the ball back. And London will restart on the 10 as the sun comes out for the last 11 minutes. Ball played inside, looking to drive forward here, London, over the 20-metre line, wrapped up, and they win a penalty for a high tackle. Broncos fans happy with that one. And Ben with a kick. Picking up a couple of extra metres as they drive forward here, London, on a fresh set of 6. Wrapped up just shy of the 40-metre line. It was Lovell. They push forward again here, London. Wrapped up just shy of the Panthers' 40. So they try and shift their way over to this left-hand side. Ben cuts it back inside to Pacelli. Pacelli looks to find a gap. He gets through 3, but is brought down by the last defender, O'Byrne. Flicks it back inside again to Biernick. Biernick over the 10-metre line. Flicks it inside and out to O'Byrne again. Dummy pass. O'Byrne still with the ball, looking to go over himself, and he's wrapped up by 2. Broncos shy of the try line. Cutting the ball inside to Pacelli. Has to track back for it. Stock pushing forward. Flicks it out to Walker, to Adebayi. Looking to get over the 10-metre line again. London have gone back a little bit in terms of possession. Adebayi eventually having to get the ball down inside the 10. This is the last for London. Walker flicking, twisting, turning. Has to get rid of it. Plays the ball in, and London are over. Lovely movement from Branster, Webster, Mansfield, who gets on the pass from Alex Walker, and that reinstates London's lead even further. London Broncos 18, Halifax Panthers 12. And London have woken up again late in the second half. It's a nice play from Walker, cutting inside, and just finding Brendan Webster Mansfield, charging at him, flicks the ball to him, and bundles his way over the line. And London look as though they could be going 2 wins from 2. And take them out to 8 points if they win this. They stay in 13th place, but it puts them in touching distance of the teams around them. And a good run of form for London if they were to win this afternoon. Would save their season. As the kicker, Jack Smith, asks for the fans to my left just to calm it down a little bit so he can concentrate on this kick. Broncos fans getting excited to my left as the kick goes over the top and adds the extras. That's London Broncos 20, Halifax Panthers 12, 8 points between the two with just under 10 minutes to go. And Halifax get the game back underway. With Jack Hansen, scrum half. Actually, Jack Hansen's not opting to kick for this one. This is Luis Jaffray. It's a short one for the Panthers. The ball bobbles around and they win the ball back. Do they know? Broncos get the ball back and the referee stops the play for a knock-on. The short kick from Carl Eastman's men has worked. And they get possession 35 metres away. And I think they'll kick this again. Yes, they are going to kick this. To reduce the game to 6 points, Halifax have opted to kick for 2. There's a cheeky idea from Luis Jaffray. We're about to see Jacob Fairbank enter the field as Hansen steps up to kick. Hanson with the kick to add the 2, and it's over the top, and Halifax reduce the lead to 6 points. London Broncos 20, Halifax Panthers 14. We're in for a nail biter here with just over 6 minutes to go here at the Kuflink Stadium. Do London look to kick short themselves, or do they go for a longer kick-off here? And we'll the confusion with the ball. It's a good kick from the referee. Walker looks as though he's going to opt to kick long, and does. It's a deep one towards the try line. It actually goes out dead, and Halifax will get the ball back again up to the 20-metre line, and they'll restart from there. Actually, they'll scrap that. They'll restart from the 50. And London, with their 6-point lead, as soon as they pick up that lead, Halifax have switched back on again. Driving forward from the restart of the play is Graham. Takes 2 Broncos players to bring him down, 3 including Lovell. Flicking the ball inside. Brought down eventually as well, Adam Tangata. Halifax in a dangerous position inside the 10, flicking the ball into Hanson. Again, ball wrapped up inside the 10. Zach McComb. Flick the ball inside again. Little pop-up pass. And Halifax are brought down by 2. Just shy of the try line. Inside to Hanson. Eventually, still with the ball here. Ball comes out again, and Halifax are out of play in the corner. Ben Tibbs being pushed out of play by Aaron Small. Great tackle from Small to get him out of play as he was about to put the ball down. David Nofalama did so well to keep possession of the ball, flick it out to the right-hand side. And Stock is down in the back play, but London will carry on. So brought down on the 40-metre line. Brandon Webster-Mansfield. As they push forward again, London. And Gatter involved in the ruck as London get up to halfway. With Lovell. Sadiq Kadabay. Pushing his way up to the 40-metre line, wrapped up by 2 Halifax defenders. We've got less than, just over 3 minutes to go. So London trying to work their way down the left-hand side with Small. Small's wrapped up, 25 metres out. Diskin flicks it inside to O'Ban. They drive forward with Biernick on the 20. This is the last. Broncos fans asking for a drop goal. Biernick flicks the ball over to the right-hand side. London wrapped up 5 metres out, and Halifax get the ball back with 3 minutes left to play. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on as well between Mangata and Lovell. As Halifax get the ball out and are wrapped up inside their 20. Try and work their ball way down this right-hand side. Crooks is wrapped up just shy of the 40-metre line. Tibbs was there as an option. Tibbs flicks the ball inside to Hanson. Corcott, little flick pass into the middle. That looked forward, but Halifax are going to break forward on that left-hand side. Wrapped up is Stolton Saul on halfway. Mangata looks to push his way over halfway, wrapped up by 2 Broncos defenders. Just over 2 minutes to go. As Halifax look to get their way back into this game. The ball came out, and London get a penalty. Fairbank Dean to knock the ball on. And all that pressure that Halifax are applying has been knocked out. And London will take their time with the scrum as Halifax look to set it quickly. They'll stop the clock. And London will look just to slow the game down in the last 2 or so minutes. Ball comes out, flick towards the right-hand side. Brandon Webster-Mansfield wrapped up the right centre. Looks like a bit of a knock there as they try and find their way down the right-hand side. Walker dodges one, wrapped up by 2 more. As London just slow the game down with Adebayi. On the 40-metre line, he's wrapped up by 3 Halifax defenders. Into Pacelli, he's wrapped up shy of the halfway line. So we enter the last minute of the half, last minute of the game. Small was an option for Natoli, but Natoli's wrapped up. This is the last tackle for London. So looks just to go in the corner. O'Ban looks like he's going to get wrapped up, but he pushes his way through. And London are wrapped up inside the 20-metre line. And they'll push London back, and they're kind of pushing the head of O'Ban there as he was getting back up again. And Halifax will look for a Hail Mary type situation here. And Crooks loses it, and London get the ball back. And that will be that. Charlie Graham knocking the ball on deep inside his own half. And London will receive the ball inside the 20-metre line. And there goes the hooter. And that is that. London Broncos get the win. They do well here at the Kuflink Stadium, and they've done it again. It's 2 wins in a row for the London Broncos as they win here in Ebbsfleet. 20 points to 14. Halifax still looking for their first win since the last weekend of April when they beat the London Broncos at the Shea. They've had 1 draw since then, but it's been defeat after defeat. The league table doesn't change after these two have played each other. Halifax still sitting in 6th. London still sitting in 13th, but now level with the 2 teams ahead of them in the RFL Championship table. Just looking at the replays here. O'Brien with the first try for Halifax. The first one of the afternoon came within the first 3 minutes. Adam O'Brien utilising a gap with the Broncos defence falling asleep. It took a little while for the Broncos to get going, but eventually they came out on top. Here's the first try for London. Lewis Bienick making his way over the line. Nice hands from London. O'Ben finding Bienick on the outside, and he's in acres of space to get that ball down. As the players shake hands, looking back at the other replays of the tries here at the Kuflink Stadium. There's quick hands for this one, with Crooks going over, putting the ball down as he was dragged over the try line. Some great work by David Nufuluma to open up the space for him. And here is the game-winning try for London. Alex Walker finding Branson Webster-Mansfield, who forces his way over the try line to make it the final score of the afternoon. London 20, Halifax 14. London nearly made a meal of it towards the very end. That's all we've got time for here at the Kuflink Stadium here in Ebbsfleet. A great performance for both sides. London coming away with all the points. And they'll be back here next weekend as they take on Doncaster. It finished here at the Kuflink Stadium. in the Bedford Championship. London Broncos 20, Halifax Panthers 14.